Hi guys, Jennie with On Fire Fit, and welcome to another episode of Healing Habits. Since I have been talking about the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, and I've given you some of the little resources and things that he has given and what I have used in order to try to help move forward in healthy habits, I thought I would give you some of his quotes, and we're going to talk about some of this a little bit more in the future. But I really think that a lot of what he says, we get very hung up usually on goals, and we forget that the systems are what we really need to be focused on. And so he does talk a lot about that we need to focus on systems and not goals. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So let me tell you that again. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And I talked about this before, but if your goal is to lose weight, that goal isn't enough in and of itself. It's fine to have that as your goal, but you can't focus on that. You have to focus on your system. What is your system? That is going to be your habit. So if your system is made up of every morning I drink a full glass of water, I take a 10-minute walk and I pray, and maybe on Sundays you're making food for the week that's healthy, those are systems, and those are the things that are going to actually make you move forward. But you have to have very concrete things, and that's what we talked about before. Knowing when and what and how and what exactly you're going to do. And these are the kinds of things that are really going to help move you forward. Because part of the problem with habits is they're so second nature that we don't necessarily think about them. But until they become second nature, it requires so much of your conscious mind. So he also talks about your conscious mind is the bottleneck of the brain. It can only pay attention to one problem at a time. Habits reduce cognitive load and free up mental capacity. So this is why we're doing this. This is why we're continually trying to build on these habits, keep doing these habits, because we want to free up our mind so that we're not have to consciously decide every time that am I going to exercise today? When am I going to do it? No, we've already decided this is when, this is how, this is what. On we go. And the more that we just do that repetitively, we free up our mental space so that we can even build onto it later with other healthy habits. But if we don't do this, if we don't build those healthy habits, then everything is a constant decision. And that's hard. It's hard for our brains to constantly have to do that. So I love that we can build habits, and it allows us to do more of what we want to do in the future. And the future includes today, tomorrow, and from there on out, that we just are continually working towards that on fire living. And it can become easier the more that you do it. But in the beginning, it's hard. And that's why I like to do it as a group. I like to do it as an inspiration that we can kind of have somebody else is doing this with me. And I'm not alone. And I'm really trying to do some healthy things. And yes, you're not going to make perfect choices every time, but that's okay, because we always have that freedom in Christ that he will continually renew us, help us renew our mind, and that we don't have to live in condemnation. We can just say, going to pick up and move on and continue with those healing habits. So I hope that you have enjoyed this week of healing habits. I will be looking forward to seeing you next week for more. And in every day, I hope that you are living your life on fire. This beautiful pair from my husband, Cesar Passiati. Beautiful pair of shoes. And I know they look like they'd be super uncomfortable because of the pointed toe, but it does not hurt at all. They're really comfortable, and I love these shoes. I think that they're very beautifully made.